Hey everybody, MonkeyPuzzle here, and this is going to be episode number 25 of the IronMine ARK server cluster, and I am over here at my lighthouse today because I want to keep working on that underwater base we were working on, or at least started to investigate the pieces for last time, which are the underwater vacuum compartments from the tech tier. So, played with that a little bit, and I've been gathering a bunch of materials now in order to do it. I'll show you the stuff I've got up at the tech replicator in a minute. In here, I've got a whole nother load of metal ready to go. I'm going to download that here in order to make parts for this thing. But let me see. Let me grab a scuba tank real quick. They have totally upped the weight on these. Check this out, man. They weigh 20 pounds now, or 20 whatever units they are. So that's kind of a bummer. All of the armor has gotten more, way heavier. Let me see. The ghillie chest piece is 8. It's 28 because I've got the wings on it right now. But all of the armor was negligible before, everything except the fur. It was all like 0.1. Now a helmet is 4. Gloves are 2. Boots are 4. And a flak chest piece, which I'm not seeing mine here. I must have put it on one of my animals. That weighs 20 or 10 or something like that. It's all heavy. So, oh man. All right. So, yeah, the devs don't want us to have fun. I mean, it's more realistic, I'm sure. A bunch of, metal chess pieces and all that stuff would weigh a lot. But who needs realism when it gets in the way of fun? Also, the poor ichthy. Where'd my ichthy go? Oh, I left it over at James's base. But you saw me riding around on the ichthyosaur last time, zooming around. Well, they nerfed the speed on that. I don't know if they're watching my videos or what. I highly doubt it, but dang, that was all they were good for, was being weak and fast. Now they're still weak and not as fast, and they run out of stamina now too, which is just silly. I did get a chance to ride a manta ray, because Ur rescued me from a place I'll show you in a little bit. And he gave me some mantas afterwards, but I cannot ride them yet for real because I have never tamed one. So if we take a little sidetrack at some point in this video or the next to tame a manta, well, that just might happen. I'm warning you now, but they are zippy. They're faster than the ichthy, especially now that the ichthyosaur has been nerfed. Anyway, let me show you down here. I'm already wearing my scuba. Let's put some flippers on. I've been playing around a little bit with the tech compartments. This is not even all I'm going to do. This was just the beginning, the very beginning of a prototype. Just playing around with them, getting ideas, seeing what they can do. And so, if we come in here... Missed it. Got it. You can see that I've opened up the compartments to what is a pretty big space already. I'm going to do a lot more than this, but you can see what I've made so far and a bunch of materials invested in this. And then we can see that even with the swim clear scuba mask on, that allows me to see really clearly underwater, these compartments still kind of are hazy and blue and stuff. There is a thing where we can, let me see, open these. The water does flood in, but then we can drain all the connected compartments. And this is highly unrealistic like this, but we could put a glass wall or something in here and then use that as our window and be able to see out much more clearly than this like hazy blue tint. So probably do that. I gotta keep my eye on all these guys. That one is only a 114. And figure out how I am gonna tame them. I am carrying some bug repellent and some angler gel with me because it is a passive tame and you need both of those things. Anyway, I'm gonna go craft some more stuff. Let me just show you a little bit of what that is going to entail. You already saw all the metal and stuff I'm gonna download over here. And I've been cranking out the Achatina paste from over on my garden island right over there. So we got plenty of cementing paste, and then we're going to have plenty of metal here. And then let me take you up real quick to the replicator and show you some of the investment ready to go over there. Oh yeah, there's my flak chest piece. It weighs 10, so a lot more. It's like, if it was 0.1, that's 100 times more than it weighed before, so pretty big difference. And while I'm flying over here, that reminds me that I have now gotten up to level 109, and that is partly due to all the polymer and everything that I've been crafting for this project, but mostly due to the tech sleeping pod. It's gotten me up that high just by spending all my offline time in it, and that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I've been having to put some of those levels into weight now just to compensate for how much more armor weighs. And one set isn't too bad, but when you're caving or doing anything dangerous, you got to bring multiple sets. And when you're diving, of course, you need multiple scuba tanks. And so it adds up pretty quick. And so I'm officially complaining right now. I'll stop. But stop nerfing the game. Oh, and I still got my scuba on. Alright, so over here on the replicator, I'm not going to make all the stuff with you right now, but I am going to show you some of what I've stocked up for it. So in here, I've got all this element, I've got a bunch of crystal, oh, there's a bunch of black pearls that I just went on a run for back at the lighthouse that I got to haul up here too. Bunch of metal, bunch more polymer, more crystal, more metal, and more polymer. So quite a bit is going into this project. It's very expensive, so I spent the last few days just getting those materials together while I was not recording. So I'm going to make some stuff. I'm going to play around. I'm going to see what I can do with the pieces, try to come up with something clever, or at least kind of a neat design. And I'll check back in with you when I've got something to report. All right. And they are using up quite a bit of black pearls. It's quite a lot each. It's something like, make sure I get the exact number. Yeah, for the S Plus vacuum compartment, it's 30 black pearls each. And then for the vanilla one, it is 32. So that's a lot of black pearls. That's a lot of weight. Anyway, going south from my lighthouse, which is right there, I'm going to take you down to where you can easily harvest black pearls on just from the floor of the inland ocean here on Ragnarok. I've shown you before, but in case you didn't see that or don't remember, I'm going to show you again. Okay, so just right over here, just a little bit south from where my lighthouse is, I'd say the coordinates are approximately like 70, 20, maybe it's like 67, 19 or something like that. Anyway, close enough. You can see where this, oops, going on here. Put that away. Oh, just got to get rid of a little megalodon getting into my business here, but just below here, see there's the start of this low little trench. Someone's got a base going right there. But right next to these silica pearls, there are these dark ones, and these give you black pearls, 21 of them, just for the taking. We do have our gather at 2.5 times, so you might get a little bit less, depending. Your mileage may differ. But I'm going to grab all these up. They're all over the place. They start about here and go for a little ways that way. So I'm going to get them all, and just make sure that your mount has a lot of weight and is on follow, because they can add up pretty quickly. Alright, I realized a little later I could just pull out my GPS, and right here where I am, it's 6721. That's just the start of it. It ranges for a while that way, which is southward. I came to do another crystal run for some building materials, and just in case you're curious where I'm getting my crystal from, one of the best places I think is this crystal cave down in the desert, very near our cliff platform village. And the coords for that are about 8651. So yeah, I've shown you this before, but it's been a while. I actually almost forgot about it myself. But in here there is just a ton of crystal, and I parked an Anki here and I don't see it now. Oh yay, there you are. You scared me. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with this guy and harvest a bunch of crystal. It actually looks like it's missing some, like somebody actually has harvested some recently. Looks like it. That's cool. And some of these are salt too. That's crystal, but this one is salt. Anyway, after this guy gets full, he won't click now for some reason. There we go. After this guy gets full, I just put down the transmitter, my little portable S Plus transmitter, and fill it full of crystal. All right. Okay, it's a whole day later and many more trips for materials later. I've been back for more crystal in the desert and more black pearls down there in the sea and obsidian down in James's underwater base and more acatina paste and more metal from Aberration and grinding it all up into polymer and everything. I think I'm at the end of what I'm going to do, at least for this episode. And right now I'm going to finish up a good portion of the last of my element cache, so we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely have to turn to something else after this. I actually have a lot of other plans for building and things, so just a little sneak preview is next episode. I'm probably going to go start working on using the Eco Stables mod over on the island, because I haven't played with that yet and I'm really looking forward to it. But for now, I think I've got everything, yeah, all in here to make some stuff. So I've made a lot more of the vacuum chambers, but I think I'm going to make 11 more. Before I do that, though, I'm going to make a couple more things. One thing is I'm going to make the force field, which actually, to get to the S Plus one, it's the tech shield generator. So I wasn't planning on making this, but in my thoughts about having a dino pen down there, I thought instead of making some giant structure, why don't I just go full force with the, full force, with the tech thing and use that to make a dino pen. So we'll see how that goes. Now this, I wouldn't be able to do this properly with the vanilla one because it uses so much, but I can with the S Plus, so I'm going to go ahead with that. So all the stuff to make it are in here, all the things. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on so we can actually make things. So let's go ahead and make one of those. Woo, big spender. Look at all that. That is a lot of materials there. And then I'm going to make another S Plus tech generator to go with it because we're going to need that. So now we're going to have two generators running on element. The one over in my Aberration base is going, and I actually changed that to an S Plus one, and it's much better. It's much quieter and doesn't make the light show all the time. And it actually has a much more extended range for the same price. So, which I think is totally fair because I think it's bunk to get all the way to tech, and it only goes 2 building foundations wide or in a radius of, it's a tech thing. I mean, you can extend it, but then it uses a ridiculous amount of elements. So I like the changes that S Plus made, and I'm going with it. I'm just mentioning this in case you're on vanilla, and so you know how much more expensive this would be otherwise. So one other thing I'm going to want for this underwater base here is another one of these tech pods, and then my guy's got his needs, so I've got the stuff in there for that. That one actually didn't use any element at all. It did use pelt, which I have 450,000 wool, I think, over at the island. Okay, and I'm going to tend to my guy's needs in a second. Well, actually, I could go ahead and do that. He'll stop whining. And I just need a few more vacuum pods now. So I want to make, I think, 11 of these. First, I'm going to go ahead and make 4 of these because I think I absolutely need that. And then let's see how many of these I can make. I can only make 7. Let's see what I'm missing when I get to the end of that. Crystal. So I'm going to go get a bit more crystal. I guess I have one more material run to do because I'm going to need that. And then I'm going to take all these parts and we're going to put it together. All right, so I'll see you then. Okay, I got all that done, got all the parts made, I think, for now. And I just wanted to point out before I go build with them that I've got 54 element left after that 410 and the 40 that we got from the boss fights here on Ragnarok. And I'm going to take 10 with me to fuel that generator. I am making it in increments of 6 at a time. Well, I've got 2 charge stations that make 3 each near my Aberration base. So it's not the end of it. And I found that that's enough to keep the generators going, but it's in much shorter supply now than it was before. So, anyway, see you down by the water. Alright, I may or may not have all the parts I need. I've got some of the things I just made in here, plus a few extra things. So let's go out into the water and see where we are at. So I've got 2 things going on here. This is the design that I came up with the vacuum compartments. It uses quite a few of them. A lot of them aren't necessarily necessary, but I like it. And I think it's pretty cool. I'll try to get away from that blockiness. Thank you, S Plus, again, for giving me some sloped compartments. And I still have to design how it attaches to the ground still. I have an idea for that. I'll do that in the final one. This is just a prototype. So you got the ground floor where you come in here. You've got these 4 cubbies. Here, let's switch out of these. We don't need this either. Actually, I'll leave those on because it will be useful in a second. Now I don't see where they went. Aha. Okay, so yeah, we got 4 cubbies that could be storage or crafting stations, or dinos or whatever, if I can get dinos in here. And then I've used on each side 2 of the slope ramps or sloped compartments as ramps to get up to the second floor. And it's 2 compartments high, which is also not necessary, but it's nice to have that feeling of spaciousness in here. And I've got the walls open between all of them just to have the outside shell. So that works out pretty well. And then, so there's a lot of space here. You'd probably want to center it in the middle for your crafting stations or whatever, or just make a nice plush living room where you can hang out and look outside. And so then there's the issue of, well, entrance and exit. So we've got the moon pool, 1 moon pool down there in the middle. And then this also comes with S+. This is a tech door for the vacuum compartments. So we don't actually have the tech door yet. That's actually going to take one of the bosses on the island, but S Plus gives you one just for the vacuum compartments. So it's pretty cool. I could definitely see leaving that, and as a way to, like, I don't know if we wanted to get an Anki or something down here. You can get the tames in like that, and you just pretend that the magic of tech, sufficiently advanced technology that resembles magic, that it is keeping the water out somehow. And then that also could be what's required for here. So you can, like I was showing you before, you can open the portholes. So we'll open this. It's going to flood the place, but now we can go ahead and drain all connected. And that's open, but of course that would be like physically impossible. We could pretend that there is force field magic keeping the water out, and then just have a way that we can go in and out like that. So with the swim clear scuba mask on, it looks like this outside. Without it, it would look like that, which looks a lot like how you can see through the windows of this place, which I think is unfortunate because it just takes away from a lot of the beauty of the outside, and that is just a much nicer view. So what we could do to reconcile that is we can put these on. We could just put some glass walls, and also from S+, and then, oh, if we drain this all again, now we get the nice view, but without the illusion, you know, the reality breaking part of of having water being able to, you know, come in and out. And we could tint these some, so we could change the transparency, and we could take it to, like, I don't know, let's try 0.33, update that, and that makes it look a little bit more, you know, like there's something in between there. And then we could also change these. I think they start here. Let me see, was this corner A? Yes. We could do that and change the model. This would be corner B, and done. And select the model, corner C, done. And model corner D, done. And then just that one has the darker transparency right now, but we could do that to all of them. Let's do it real quick, just so we see what that looks like. And S+ gives us a nice gun just for that. So we'll, oh, you know what? It doesn't always work because there is this other piece in between of the actual vacuum compartment. So sometimes you can't always catch. Let's see if it works from here. Nope. So we can't use the transparency gun because it's being blocked by the actual vacuum compartment. That's fine. We can do it manually. But if we wanted all of this to be clear, we'd basically have to rebuild the whole thing out of glass parts, and then, you know, hide all of the vacuum compartments and do that. So I could do that, but I don't know if I want to. So I'm probably just going to keep some picture windows like this in between to contrast with all the blue. And, you know, it will be a big contrast, but at least we'll have some of those. Another way we could have done this is, you see down here, these are too high. So these combined 4 high spaces. Let me see, we can open the front porthole, and we can take these extra high walls, except they're saying there isn't a snap point. You can put a ceiling down there and then hide it, and then put this piece in, now that it has a snap point, and then you could change this model so that there are now no sides and you can't see that. And then if I had another snap point, I could put this other one in here, but I'm not going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and drain all connected so I don't drown. And then you can have a quick way to make that one and up here like a picture window all see-through. Anyway, those are some options. I'll come up with the final one when we set it up for real. But one other thing that I wanted to point out to you guys in building with these is that if you're using the S+ stuff, they have cut the vacuum compartment in half basically to create these slope ones. And the issue with that is that right here, this is actually air. The game still thinks this is air. So they could change the look of the compartment, but you still have the cube of air, which for us is not a big deal. It's kind of cool to be able to stand here and see better. But if you got any tames and they hit right here, they will instantly die from suffocation, basically. You know, so all the ARK underwater animals cannot be out of the water even for a second, or they just insta-die, which is kind of lame. But so for these ones, what we're going to have to do to protect our tames is do something like that. Oh, and actually I need another one of these. I forgot that it is too high. But basically, we're going to have to build up with walls and then over with some ceilings like that, and then fill the space in with, I have to figure out which one it is, with the slope glass. You're the right one. Come on, you can do it. Doesn't want to hold still for me. Anyway, you guys get the point. that that's going to have to get all filled in so that it's not a liability for the dinos, and then I will just make them disappear and make them all clear so that you don't even know they're there, but you won't be able to go further than this without bumping into them, which will probably be good because it will keep the wild ones from clipping through here all the time anyway. Besides dying, I had a wild manta swim up to here and just die. So anyway, there's that. And then up here you can see I have been working on a raft. So, and using the tech stuff for them as well. So you can check this out. See, can I get on? There we go. So it's not exactly a submarine, but it's definitely becoming like a good glass bottom boat. And it's got this quiver right now, and I'm not sure why. It wasn't doing this before. But what I'm going to do is take it apart real quick and show you how I did this. And then we'll take it a little bit further, but this is we have something we'll have to develop further in the game. Because we got a lot of stuff going on now, and it's going to take me a while to really flesh out all of these things. But I'm going to just give you a quick demo of how to set this up in case you want to do it yourself. And then from the inside, you can also grab the boat too, which is pretty cool. So let me take this apart real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so the way I did that is I can take, let me see, my 6 slot, take one of the vacuum compartments and sort of center it up here. That's looking pretty decent already. I'm going to be a little perfectionist because I'm probably going to keep it this time. And I use these little T-spots on these little metal beams on top as a marker. And you can put it wherever you want, obviously. This just worked for me for making a hatch to go down below, because we're going to have a hatch above and a moon pool down below, which would just let the water come right through. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I do want to make it so the top can be sealed, basically. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that there. That worked out for me fine. You can see it's floating a little bit. That's just how it goes here, but the S Plus ones can be placed on rafts, as same with the generator and the tech force field. In vanilla, this whole part of the project just wouldn't happen, and this would be much harder too, and much more boring and square, but still possible. But anyway, so once that's on there, then you can go ahead and take another one and hang it from underneath. And what I found you could do, I really clamped my teeth the first time I did this because these are so expensive. I do not want to lose them. Oh, I'm still driving. Let me stop driving to make sure that this happens right. Is I can go ahead and pick that one up, and this one still stays. So I think that's pretty cool. And so now I can open up the top of this, and that would allow me to jump down in there. Lets the water in too, but that's okay. But at the placement that I put it at, then I can take a hatch frame, and now I'm actually able to get down in there. So that's pretty cool. And then I can take 3 more ceilings and go ahead and close that in entirely. And then I've got a ladder, which then can go somewhere unobtrusive to let you in. And then what you do from the bottom at this point is totally up to you. Now, if it gets too deep, when you get to shallow parts underwater, that's going to clip through the land. But with basic raft physics, the game does allow you to do that, but it seems kind of weird. And if you had tames and stuff in there, they would definitely get clipped out. But I've been deciding, and I'm still not fully decided, how I want to do this. But let's see. Let's go over here, put one here. And then I was thinking about having that have another layer below that is wider, and like this, and like like that. And then let's see, got some more we can put over here. And then we'll make either the front or the back stick out a bit more. But yeah, this is basically going to be like a mobile underwater viewing thing. Like I said, not quite a submarine because it won't submerge. But it definitely gives you a view of what's going on below. And let's see, which one should go out? Let's take out the front. Why not? And this, like I said, is going to be a work in progress. I could just do it like that to make it a little bit more streamlined. Oh, that's the moon pool. Actually, that might not be a bad place for it, but no, let's not put that there. Let's see, let's pick that up. Maybe the moon pool will be the entrance in the back. We can do that, perhaps. And then I've got some of these. Oh, it's too far away. Okay, so there are limits here. So we could do this one like that. Give it a little bit of of hydrodynamics, perhaps. And then, let's see, let's put the moon pool back here for entry. Let's see if we can go out this far. I didn't know if there'd still be like the limits or not. And then this will let me do this. Oh, it does. So we could do something like that, maybe. Yeah, and then maybe put one on top. Now with this too, we'd still have to do the thing to protect our tames I showed you with building it out with the other parts, which definitely does affect your piece count. You do have 128 piece count with this, so I'd probably want one more to go right there. Something like that. But then I just got to go ahead and open all the things in between here. So that takes a while, so I won't make you guys go through all of that. But basically, you just got to go through all of them and open it up that way. These sloped ones be a little weird sometimes. You got to go inside them and open them up from both sides. And things always flood when you open it up. But let me go ahead and just finish this up. And we'll see what this thing feels like. Alright, so I messed with it a bit more, and this is what it looks like for now. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like it could cut through the water and do what it looks like it's designed to do, which is kind of be this mobile underwater platform, underwater viewing platform anyway, because again, I wish I could make it submerge, but that's not going to happen. But it's pretty interesting. So yeah, I've got it all flooded, or drained, rather, inside, and it did hold on to this little jiggle thing, so it's imperfect, and that's a real design flaw. It doesn't happen on all the pieces. On the moon pool, it seems to be stable. But when I stand on any of these clear surfaces, it seems to do it. I'm curious what would happen if I froze these. That's what it looks like when freeze bottom porthole. It makes it look solid, and that actually doesn't jiggle. So that might be the thing to do. Can't seem to access it on these ones right now, though. So maybe they can't have a totally clear bottom for this to work. I got a little ramp going up to this section, and then you can grab this and drive the boat. And I didn't totally deal with this section right here. I've just got it open right now, but I would probably just put some more of these hatch frames so you could reach through here and drive the boat, or maybe even do the work of like lowering the ceilings a little bit into the structure. Yeah, that's what came up with. Definitely there's some possibility for this, just playing around. I haven't seen anybody really do this yet. And like I said, of course, this is only possible with Stuctures Plus. Otherwise, you couldn't place these on the raft at all. But that's pretty fun. I'll keep playing with that. This has turned into an episode of mostly designing still. I had intended to get this all the way set up at its final destination, which I think I have picked out right now. But I don't think there's enough time for that without this episode going on too long or me just showing you it all there, all completed. But I actually kind of want to put it together with you, at least somewhat. So I think I'm going to save that to the next episode. We'll start with going out to where we're going to do it, and we'll get it set up and maybe even start using it. So anyway, I hope this episode has been interesting to you all. I've definitely had a lot of fun playing with this aspect of building an ark, which I had not gotten to yet. So thank you for watching until the end of this one, and I will see you in the next one.